Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today I have quite an exciting plan ahead of me. So what I've done is I've come to my local bike shop, which is Brink. You can see it there written on the wall. These guys are a group of mates. They started a sick bike shop. They've got amazing stuff all over the walls, all around me. So it's nice just to come here, sit down and just look at effectively what is bike porn. You just get to look at the best stuff and drink coffee. So I've come here, but I have an excuse to come here today because I've got my Marin Wolf Ridge in the bike stand and it's going to undergo some absolutely amazing changes today, which I've talked about in previous videos. So the one you probably are aware of is the fork situation. The 29-inch orange forks arrived on the doorstep. I unboxed them, I talked about them, I said how excited I am about them, and they're going to go on this bike today. The other news I have is that I'm riding for Maxxis tyres this year, which is sick. I've always had the utmost respect for Maxxis. They're an awesome brand. They're the sick tyres that I rode when I was younger, and I've got some high roller ones here. So these are 29-inch tyres, and I've used these. They look pretty dirty, and the reason is I had to use these to film a video with Maxxis, which was like a welcome to the team video with my twin brother. So they're going on the bike. I've already experienced those tyres, how good they feel, how much they suit me riding Woburn, bigger places. So we're going to swap the tyres, we're going to swap the forks, we're going to set up the forks and then just sit back and have a look at how good the bike looks all orange up front. Okay, so 29-inch Fox, 36 float, extra volume, fork, boost. There's all sorts of numbers and digits flying around with these, but basically what's more important is how they look, I think, because there might be a lot of tech talk. Also, I'm quite a sucker for packaging and boxes. This is quite a nice box as boxes go. You'd be pleasantly surprised when that turns up with the first three colours of the rainbow and visible light spectrum. So let's take a look inside. Obviously get rid of the plastic and put that in the recycling bin. Wouldn't want to waste now, would we? Okay, so that's about as good as it gets for me in terms of Fox forks. Oh, and it's got a quick release. On my dirt jump fork, which is 26-inch but looks really similar, it's got 4 pinch bolts and like a thread-in axle. However, this one's just quick release, so I'm actually quite pleased about that. That's a much quicker system and easier to get on and has the same effect really. So I wasn't actually aware that that's on these ones, but I'm pretty happy about that. So if we hold them up against the bike and see how it looks, because they're going to be on the bike in a few minutes, but I'm quite excited just to imagine how it's going to look. Can you tell?
It's got 2 forks at the minute.
I can tell. To me, that's going to look mad. And then, as we saw in my apartment, all the bikes on the wall are going to have orange forks. These guys have some of these on the wall, which are Fox coil shocks. I think it's the DHX2. Yeah, it is. I haven't really thought about whether I'm going to put a coil shock on this bike or not, what the impacts are with this suspension system, but what are your thoughts in the comments? Orange shock? Yay, nay? Positive, negative? Yeah, 9? Okay. I've got 2 29-inch wheels, 2 29-inch tyres that are going to go on, and part of the process today and why I've come here is this time the tyres that are going on this bike I want to be tubeless. So you need a pair of tubeless valves that basically have a rubber insert on the end, stops the air coming out, and then I have no inner tubes in my rims, saves weight, means I basically am less likely to get a puncture, and I actually think it physically works better and handles better. So I needed to come and buy these, but I'll take these tyres off, let all the air out, whip them off, and the other cool thing here, they've got a compressor so you actually don't have to slave away over a track pump. You can just pull a trigger. Wouldn't it be nice if this worked quicker? Hope you've all got time at home and you don't have to go for dinner soon because this might be a long one.
There needs to be a negative compressor that sucks the air out, because that's a life waste, yeah. Taking air out of a tyre, isn't it?
Oh, luckily these ones come off really easy. But it's the last time I'll ever see these ones, so they've done me proud, but they're not quite Maxxis. It's like the Not Quite Carling advert, isn't it? Challenge here is to always not use tyre levers and prove to yourself that you are a man. But realistically, I might need tyre. Oh no, here we go, they're coming.
You can do this. I believe in you.
Yes.
Yo.
For me, that's like a good. That means your day's going well. You should go and buy a lottery ticket. If you can get a tyre off without tyre levers, you're on for an absolute good one. Especially a 29-inch tyre, because that's 3 inches harder to get off than a 26.
You have actually got a tube in there?
Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
we're going to revolutionise
So
your bike.
2013, isn't it?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Okay, one down, that's the front wheel. That's the front wheel off. There's going to be better videos out there to tell you how to make your tyres tubeless. I'm just putting you through my struggle at the same time. I thought I'd share with you. So I'm going to put the whole tyre on with no tubeless fluid inside or anything. Stick it on the compressor, throw a load of air in, and hopefully it'll like seat itself onto the rim. Then you start adding the fluid. Easy. Andy's taken over because usually this is where I bring my bikes to have stuff done, and we could stay here till past dark until 2018 finishes, but instead Andy's taken over because he was looking at me in ways that are suggesting, can I just do it? This is my job. And I was thinking, yeah, sure, go for it, mate. So Andy's taken over. He's adding tubeless fluid now. Are we performing surgery?
Yeah, it's a life or death situation.
Ooh. Oh, did you hear the squelch? Where are we at?
Done. Sealed.
I can take some glory for this, but now we have a sealed and approved tubeless conversion ready to go back on the bike. That's job done. I'm fully maxed this up. That's a word, I'm going to claim that. And then it's the Fox fork time. Forks are going on now, the orange beauties. Swapping forks is something you can do at home. Like growing up, I'm sure a lot of people watching and myself, you can make it work. Like you find the perfect bit of the corner of your patio that your forks can sit on and not get too scratched, and you can find the right size screwdriver to get your crown race off. Then you find a different size Phillips screwdriver that perfectly knocks the star nut in from the top using an adjustable spanner as a hammer. However, if you're lucky enough to live close to a bike shop, there are specific tools for this job. For example, this is a star nut setter which actually puts it in the steerer tube. Who knew? There's even an axle stand for the fork so that you can rest them on the floor while hammering things into them and they don't get scratched. It's going to be quite simple actually. I've got to whip the stem off, whip the front caliper off the brake, drop those forks out, measure the steerer tube, cut the new one exactly to that size, and then I'm going to hand it over to Matt at Plush, who's going to do his magic with the volume spacers, with the tuning. Okay. One pair of 29 Fox 36 forks. That's actually seems really short for a steerer, but this frame's got such a short head tube that actually this fork probably wouldn't fit on a lot of other frames, especially if you run a few headset spacers. So it's definitely a Wolf Ridge only fork now. 157mm on the orange beasts is right there. I've got a nice little poker. There you go. So I'm going to put it in the bench saw guide, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure it's got a more specific workshop name. Yes, don't have to go to the gym later either. That's quite a measure twice, cut once scenario, isn't it? You don't get 2 attempts with forks. There's even a deburrage tool, the deburrage grinder, which does the outside of your steerer, gets rid of all the little filings and burrs, and the inside. And then you can take the same tool home, juice a lemon, make a nice smoothie. So it's a great all-rounder, this one, the deburrer. It's got a bit of kiwi rind in there from someone else's juice. Look how much gains we're making with all the right tools. Yes. Ta-da! As you can see, the bike has a new lease of orange life. As I said before, having your suspension set up is, I think, paramount to being a mountain bike rider and getting the best experience. This bike went from being sick to just perfectly suited for me, and I've had a really, really good experience from having my suspension done. We're going to put volume spacers in, which makes the fork ramp up faster, so I don't go through all that travel. I'm going to have basically a higher ride height. I'm not going to keep bottoming out the fork. And then just put all the same PSI, the rebound settings, even the number of clicks has been recorded. So this is going to feel exactly the same but look sicker.
Well, we've already got your settings from last time.
Yes.
So we can put them on. If you haven't seen volume spacers before as well, these
Yes.
are volume spacers. So
It's as simple as that.
they're the ones that we're going to fit to your fork. These are the Fox 36 ones.
And how many volume spacers are we putting in?
For you,
Yeah.
5.
5, which I believe, is that a lot?
Just low.
Okay. Having let all the air out, the bike now looks absolutely horrendous. Imagine that coming out of a shop and someone didn't know. Yeah.
Straight in the fork.
Literally like dropping a penny down a well.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so my camera died right at the very end of the session at Brink where my forks were getting tuned up and all that. My camera died, which was so annoying. So I'm home now. I went from there to ride Corby Skate Park and now I'm back. And as you can see on the wall behind me, things are looking absolutely amazing, and all the orangeness that I've been going on about for weeks and weeks and weeks, I can finally shut up about because it looks absolutely sick. So the Wolf Ridge got a fresh pair of Fox 36 forks, the factory orange ones today. I got them set up at plush suspension to get them tuned just like my other ones, so the bike's going to feel equally amazing. The last one to go on the wall is the 650B Attack Trail bike, which actually is arriving this week, so there's going to be another bike on the wall. And in my last video, I talked about what the situation is with this plug, because obviously I need another spot for the 4th bike, and everyone was super helpful with that, and gave loads of really constructive comments. And basically what I found is that the best thing to do is get a detector to feel out, like it detects where the wires are behind, so I can be sure when I'm drilling in that I'm not going to hit the wires. But that hasn't arrived yet. I've ordered that, so when that arrives, 4th bike's going on the wall. I'll build it, make a video building it, make a video putting it on the wall, get a shot of all this set up. I'll put more hats on the wall behind me there and above the door, so things are pretty good in the Matt Jones apartment garage right now. I'm really stoked, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. I really appreciate all you guys being absolute legends, watching my videos, comments. The comments for me is like one of the best parts because you're interacting with me, you're giving me ideas. That's super important. If anyone wants some 29-inch Schwarby tyres that have come off that bike, because obviously it's all Maxxis now, feel free to drive to my house and pick them up if you live near Milton Keynes. Other than that, hope you enjoyed today's video. See you in more riding ones soon, more tech talk, more bike related stuff, car related stuff. I'm excited. Thank you so much and see you soon. Cheers, legends.